Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dangeles, and welcome back to part number 2 of the 2018 HGTV Dream Home Let's Build. Guys, we're back today. Let's continue to make some progress on this place. So this is what we got after episode 1. I went ahead and filled in the rest of the driveway with cobblestone. Got that out of the way off camera. Obviously because that takes a little bit of time. So what are we going to work on today? I would like to try to get some of the garage built. I would like to start to connect the dots a little bit better on the roof. And just make a couple of adjustments to the build overall. First thing I want to do though, right off the bat, is I'm actually going to get rid of the roof. Just gonna scrap it. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I think I'm going to use a different block for it. The more I was examining the build and looking at all the different screenshots of it, of the real life house, it occurred to me that the roof is a little bit more of a gray color than it is black. So I'm going to use gray concrete instead of black wool as our roof choice. I'm still going to use full blocks instead of stairs, just because I want it to be, a color other than white or brown, I guess, with like the wood or the quartz. So it's possible that I might still use stone brick potentially. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not really sure yet. I might use stone brick. I haven't decided yet. But one thing we're going to do though is I'm actually going to increase the height of the house that we have so far by 1 block. And the reason why I'm doing this is just because it gives us a little bit more height for something that I didn't anticipate in the previous episode, which was this little step up here. So I'm basically just, compensating for that basically. So we're going to just increase the entire line of this concrete powder here by 1 block. We'll just take it up 1 level, and we'll do it here as well. We can replace those blocks there, and this will also be increased by 1, so we can just break that underneath, take that across, break this across, grab some glass, grab some black concrete, replace all of this, swap that out, and then run this across here, and then we'll increase it below that as well, and we'll see how it looks. But yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm going to try to work on the garage a little bit today and try to get this roof design figured out, because it's going to be a tricky roof. It really is. With this roof, you're going to notice that it varies in steepness a lot compared to, previous houses we've done for HGTV's, Let's Build series. We're doing, it's just going to be tricky, because obviously on this one, everything's pretty much the same steepness. It looks fine. We had some, interesting things. I think with these, we all just kind of did slabs. It's going to be kind of like a mixture of everything with this one. So it'll be really interesting to see how it turns out and how many times I'm going to have to redo it before I get it the way I want it to be. So first off, let me run that across there, take a step back and see how that looks. Pretty good. Pretty good. That works for me. Okay, so now we're going to start to add this roof. This is the wrong block. Let me get that out of there. We need the gray concrete like this. So I'm just going to start with like a little perimeter of it, see how it looks, and then I might also try stone brick as well. One of the intriguing things about stone brick for me, I think, well, obviously it has a little bit more detail within the block in terms of like some lines that might make it look a little bit more like a roof. I don't really love stone brick in the default, or in the city texture pack I should say. It's not like the cleanest block in the world. But just because it has stairs and slabs, it might be the better option. But we're going to try both. I'm going to try my first idea first, which is the gray concrete. So we'll start with that. And of course, this is going to continue up. This is going to go 2 blocks and then continue through to the point where I think this is going to have a 1 block center. So, well, like an apex point, I guess. So let me go ahead and just fill the rest of this side in. There's no windows on this wall, so we can just fill it right in with the black concrete. Just get it out of the way. And then I'll connect the dots from the second side here. As far as how far back this is going to go, we're just going to go with this for now. I might make an adjustment to it later. I mean, we're going to be making adjustments throughout the whole series. Alright, so we're going to run this across here. And this will be our connecting point here at the top. We'll run this across. This is only 1 block, and I'm fine with that. And this is going to go all the way down. This is eventually going to connect to like the main part of the roof. But that's good for now. Okay, so we have that. And just for, visual aid here, we're going to take this up like this. So this is essentially like the same as doing like a slab roof in terms of how, like the steepness of it. So, doing 2 blocks of regular is like the same as a slab roof. I'll give you kind of an example. So if I was to do this with stone brick, it would look something along the lines of this. So just just to give an example here. So that could also potentially be the solution to this house, but again, I haven't decided yet. And it's one of those things where switching out the block is fine. It's really just about the design that's going to be the thing we have to figure out. All right, so we have that, and that's looking good. So the next thing we have to do is get this part above here working. So I would like to take this up a couple blocks, and I would like to grab these blocks as well and run this past here. 2 blocks again, and this is going to have the same steepness as the garage portion of the house. So that would go up like that. Nice. And then we'll get that all filled in later. So the next challenge here is going to be, I guess, changing the steepness of the roof for the main part of the build. And also, I'm going to have to make some changes from the actual house, just to take some liberties, just so it looks a little bit better in Minecraft. There's just a couple things that I've noticed that I think don't translate to Minecraft very well in terms of how this game works. So I'm going to be making those changes. So we're going to start off here, and I'm going to just run a line straight down here. We'll have that go 2 blocks past. So there's 2 different ways we can do the roof design, and there's one way that I don't think is going to work, and we could just simply do like this, right? And that basically would be the equivalent to me doing this with the stairs, right? And this is all fine, you know, we've done stuff like this before, but I just think that's going to be a little bit too steep. I really do. So I'm going to try something else. We're going to go with something completely different. And I'm going to do kind of like a mix between the two. So we're going to kind of do like 1 block, 2 block, 1 block, 2 block. That's what we're going to try here. We'll see how it looks. So I'm just going to continue this up here a little bit. And also, so this wall here, I'm going to make an indent to it. So let's pick that right now. We got 1 block here. Let's go 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We want this to be like the same. Let's go like a couple blocks further. If I take this up, I want this to be on the same line as one of the single blocks on the roof design we're doing up here. So if I fill this all the way up, alright, let's see. See how this would look if I did it from right here. Would go like that, and like this. And that doesn't seem to be lined up. How many blocks is this right here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So if I made this 13, or I made it 11. 13 or 11. It actually kind of depends on like the window in here. Alright, I made a slight adjustment to the roof, so I decided to make it 2 blocks to start and then 2 blocks to end instead of 1. So I actually didn't change any of the dimensions, just changed the, I guess the way it was placed, really. So that works, and we can take this out, just kind of extend this a little bit. Take a step back and look at it. So that way it's kind of like lined up with what we have over here as well, so it's not like a weird transition. It'll probably look a little bit better like that. Alright, so this is what we got so far, and that is pretty good in terms of how steep I want it to be, in terms of how it, you know, reflects to the continuity of the build. So right here we have this as, what is this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and this is 7 blocks. I probably want to extend this a little bit, maybe like 2 extra blocks, because I don't want it to be that small. So I'm going to extend this a few blocks. We'll run this down, and all of this is going to be kind of pretty much extended straight down to the sea level, basically, because there's going to be a basement floor to this place, and it's something I'm a little worried about because, you know, I don't know how much space I left myself underneath it here, so we'll have to just wait and see. I think I'm good, but it is a little bit scary. I'm hoping that I have enough space below, but I'm pretty sure I'm good. Also, I'm kind of measuring out where I want this window to be, so let's just say that there is a 2x4 window right there on the first floor. So that'll kind of be the spot for it. And also, one thing that is important for me to do is kind of just plan out right now, you know, where these, I guess where I need to double stack walls that are going to connect to the outside. So all of this is going to need to be double stacked because it's, you know, connecting to the outside part of the house. So we're going to fill this all the way through, run this down to here, and then sneak it across like that. We probably don't need to do that part since that's the garage. We're going to get to that actually in a second. Just trying to plan out this roof a little bit here. Alright, so let's try to connect the dots with this part of the build while we're at it. So again, we're just basically following the pass and connecting it to the parts of the garage roof. So turn these corners, these are 2 blocks wide, and just run them straight across. So again, this build is a lot harder to build this year because of the varied steepness of the roof and for the fact that I don't have the panoramic views to reference. Those were actually like super clutch when building these houses because I could get super detailed in terms of what I was looking at. So I'm basically working off screenshots this year. So it's a little bit more challenging. And I think this house in general, it just has a very tricky shape to kind of recreate in Minecraft. But hopefully it'll work out. And, you know, in between episodes, I'm going to do a little bit more experimenting with, like, roof choice and making a decision on whether or not I want to go with this gray concrete or I want to go with maybe something else like stone slabs or stone stairs. So we'll see. Stone brick, I should say. And for some reason, my controller is, like, broken right now. I don't know what's going on. It's like I can't sprint forward. What the heck is going on? Please don't tell me I have a broken controller. That would be very, very bad. Last thing I need right now is to need a new controller. I'm telling you. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this across here. Fill this up. And just see how it looks from the front. We're just going to try to get it all filled in so, you know, we have a little bit more progress today. So that's kind of how it's going to connect right there. And honestly, I think it looks really good. I think the block choice is nice there. I think that works out. So let's go ahead and try something new here. Also, one thing I have to do is put these windows on the interior here. So we'll do that and start to fill in some of these walls as well. But yeah, we have the floor plan for the first level pretty much squared away. There's a couple more things I need to add to it in that space, but I'll do that later. Maybe save that for next episode. But we'll try to just make as much progress today as we can. Alright, so another thing I have to figure out here, and we're going to see how this is going to work out. I need to take another line of the black concrete powder across. I'm trying to decide exactly where I want to take it across from. I was thinking right here or 1 block below. I think 1 block below would be better in terms of, you know, just making it look like it should. We can fill this space above here with the black concrete. And we'll get all of this filled in, and I can come in a second and, I guess, find a spot for a window, which is basically going to be right above the one on the first floor. Since this house does have a small 3rd floor, and I'm saying 3rd floor even though it's technically like the upstairs, but because of the angles of this house, it's technically called a 3rd floor. Okay, so there we go. And I'm going to have another 4x2 window coming down right here. So I'm not 100% sure if this is going to be the spot for that window. It's possible that it might be lower at a later point, because right now, as you can see, it's pretty high up. As a matter of fact, I think I might even consider lowering an extra block, because it is a little high up right now. So give ourselves a little bit more space to breathe up here. And it also has to, you have to factor in, you know, floor heights and things like that. So we can actually do that right now. So if you're thinking ceiling of the first floor is probably right here. And that would mean we'll grab, I don't know, stone for this. Doesn't matter right now. That would be the floor for the 2nd level. And that allows me to line up those windows pretty nicely. And that's probably what we're going to end up going with right there. So that looks pretty good. Again, it doesn't look great yet. We still have a lot more things to add. But it's a good start. Alright, so next thing we have to do is start to fill this wall in here. So the way this one's going to work is we're going to start the next roof off of the side of this. We'll do 1 block, and then 2 blocks, and then 1 and 2, and just kind of continue to fill this down until we get to the point we want, which I think is right there. Alright, so let's fill this up. Wrong block. And connect that to here. Run this across. Get this all filled in. This is double stack, so let me connect it closer. Just so it's right up against where we're going to be adding. Alright. I like the color choice of this house, though. I mean, it's definitely different. But I'm telling you, the design is going to be weird. Because, like, on the actual house, guys, this part of the build is a little different because there's no indent here. I actually am just adding this because I think it looks better for Minecraft. There's actually no indent there. And I'm telling you, I don't think it would look very good in this game if I were to add that. So that's why I'm deciding to scrap it. Okay. Also, one thing I'm noticing that I think I might have made a mistake on. Yeah, I didn't increase the layer of this. So we can do that right now. Should have done that before we did any of that. This will actually make it look a little bit better. I was wondering why it looked a little off. But this will be fine. We can continue that. We just want to make sure that those are the same lines running pretty much throughout the whole house. And we don't have to change the spot of that window at all. It can just stay right where it is. And we can take that and break this. Place a wall here. I think we're going to add another window on this wall. I'm not sure yet, though. I'm going to have to double check. But we'll just get it filled in completely for now. But the interesting thing about this part is that this isn't done. It's going to continue downward. So all this terraform grass here is something I'm going to adjust soon. So we can just pretty much take that all the way down. And that's essentially what this part is going to look like right there. And honestly, that works. That works for me. Looks pretty good right now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to run this across here. Take this all the way down. And what we want to do is now connect this to the back of the house. So we have the whole entire roof pretty much planned out here. And what I think I'm going to have to do is, because I made some adjustments to the front, I think I'm going to have to extend this out an extra 2 blocks. Run this across here. And we can edit this as well, no problem. With the double stack. Okay, so we'll connect that across to here. And then if I take this up, it should work. It should just run right up next to it. There we go. And that's 2 blocks past. Perfect. So we can run this back down. Man, I'm telling you, those blocks look so similar. There's like so many shades of gray in this game now, especially in this pack. We're using them all too. Alright, so let's run this down. And then what I'm going to do is have this go across as well. Kind of fill this to whatever point we need to make it. It's really not decided just yet. But one thing that is decided is where we need to take this. So essentially, we're working on the back of the house a little bit. But I'm going to take the same steepness down. And I'm interested to see how I could potentially manipulate this if I did it with stone brick, because we have a little bit more options. I'm not sure yet. I might switch it. But for now, we're going to go with the full blocks. Okay, so this just continues down to probably the point where it's going to connect past this wall. So we don't need to move this wall. So it'll be right here. We can fill this up and double stack this. And there we go. That should line up quite nicely. Just like that. Alright. So that's 1 block past. Down here it's 2, so we could extend it 1 block out. I might do that later, but I'm not really worried about it right now, to be honest. So, what we can do is run this straight across and see if this connects. And if we did our calculations correctly, it should, because it connected to the other side, so that means it would connect to this side too, and it does. So everything from up there will get filled in, and then the same thing down here as well. So one tricky thing about this though is going to be this part of the roof. So we're going to have to run this down. I'll kind of show you guys what I mean in a second. It won't be a problem. So we have to take this across here, fill this in. I'm just going to get the entire garage roof filled in right now, just so we can get an idea of how this is all connecting. But I'm glad we can get some roof stuff done here early on in the series. You know, this stuff is not easy. This is like the hardest part of the build in terms of trying to make all this stuff make sense. So if we're making good progress on this, I'm happy. Get this out of the way early on in the episode so we can work on like floor plans and furnishing, things like that. Landscape, important things. Okay, so this will now turn here and run across. So we're about to run to like the 1 block as opposed to the 2 blocks when they're trying to connect. It's not going to be a problem because we don't have an extra awning for the entrance on this side. So what I can do is just simply take this down and then just run it straight across. And then just fill it in 2 blocks from here. And it'll be pretty seamless. Alright, so again, we'll just get the rest of this filled in, guys, and we'll see how it looks. Alright, guys, here's what we got so far. Honestly, I think it's coming along. It needs some work, but it definitely is coming along. So next episode, we'll just keep plugging away at it. I'm probably going to do a little bit of off-screen terraforming to get this area a little bit more to how I want it. Probably mess around with the roof a little bit more, see if I need to make any other adjustments to it. But this is what we got so far. I think it's looking pretty good. So next episode, like I said, I'll do those couple things to get ready for next episode. And then we'll probably work on some garage stuff, maybe some more landscaping, things like that. But it's good to get, some progress on the roof out of the way. And I think it's looking pretty good. So thank you guys for watching. It's been Dan Lags. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Peace out.